Hello, everybody. It's me, Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. It's Saturday, March 30th. Time for another experience, an encounter with Sasquatch or Dogman. This is Sasquatch from the First Nations individual that sent this on in. I want to wish everybody that celebrates Easter happy Easter coming up on Sunday. I wanted to put this together for you to get it out for your weekend. You're going to like this story about this encounter in the forest. It takes kind of a twist and a turn. It's kind of mysterious towards the end, which has me somewhat baffled a little bit. And as the story unfolds, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So at the end of the video, like I always ask you guys, please leave a comment on what you think, because I can go different ways with this. But the encounter story is pretty cool. I think you will enjoy it. Thanks for subscribing to Bigfoot Michigan Rob on YouTube. Don't forget, you can find me live Tuesday nights at 9 with Krista, Thursday afternoons, 1 o'clock on my 2 live shows throughout the week. Thanks for buying my book, Bigfoot Michigan Rob Presents True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1, found on Amazon. You can also find the link here in the video. Again, thanks for coming on in. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a thumbs down, whatever you prefer, but we're going to get rolling here. First Nations of Oklahoma, Sasquatch. This is a story about my experience with Sasquatch. It all started when I was 20 years old in 2010. This story can be interpreted as one of joy, sadness, or both. It just depends on your perspective and beliefs. This is a realization of my life's journey with a small sample of my experiences. I will try and describe to you below. My name is Bobby Gardner. Sasquatch does exist, without a doubt. I grew up in southeast Oklahoma, not very far from the Quachita National Forest, which covers over 1,800,000 acres of wooded and wild lands in central Arkansas and southeastern Oklahoma. I am of Shawnee descent, and my elders had always spoken of Sasquatch, the great protector of our lands. Of course, depending on whom you speak, this dialect differs amongst the tribes or nations. The one thing that is the most common amongst us is the belief that Sasquatch is real. Some spoke of spiritual beings, whilst others a flesh and blood ancient elder with non-human strength and abilities. Oddly enough, prior to my first encounter with Bigfoot or Sasquatch, I will refer to the being either way, despite my elders saying the word Bigfoot shows disrespect and it's white man's mocking of Sasquatch. I personally do not hold those beliefs, but do respect my elders. So moving forward, as I was saying, oddly, Sasquatch started coming to me in my dreams as early as I can remember. I would always be in the forest and lost, but I would wake up. As I got older, I would be lost. The dreams got longer and more vivid. The dream would start off hiking on a simple trail with my friends. We would get distracted and run off in opposite directions. My dreams would always and they always depicted a big ominous person that always came to my aid. I would make it home and find my way. However, I never got the feeling that my friends made it. That scared me. These dreams would lead to a foreshadowing of a certain event as my life starts to unfold with this mystery. I am going to put my dreams to bed, so to speak, and tell you of my first encounter in the woods with Bigfoot, aka Sasquatch. I was out hunting in my favorite location several miles off trail. I picked up a trail of several deer tracks leading out to a pasture or a meadow with an abundance of foliage for them to eat. I had laid down on my stomach, positioned my rifle on its tripod to the tree line in the hopes of seeing a buck emerge. I was brought up to hunt on foot. I do not utilize a tree stand. I prefer to track, find a location, and sit in waiting in the woods. I must have waited for an hour or so. You could hear the wildlife bustling about in the forest, chirping of birds, the small crackling in the brush in the distance, with the scurrying about of smaller game. Then the forest grew silent, and emerging from the tree line was a huge, upright, hair covered person. Yes, I say person. It was not an animal, but it was not fully human. The thing I know for sure, it was a Sasquatch. It was solid, with jet black hair covered from head to toe. The hair did not cover the face as it appeared flesh looking in coloring, along with the frontal part of his chest. I captured this I captured this through the lens on my telescope on my rifle. Suddenly, while peering through the lens, the Sasquatch was taken by surprise, and he made a glancing contact with my eyes, albeit it was only for a moment. Then the Bigfoot quickly took a step into the forest and was gone. I heard of the stories throughout my life growing up about Sasquatch. I knew they existed. But I must tell you, after seeing the enormity of the being, I was awestruck, and frankly, an amount of shock overtook me as my body was still processing this sighting. I laid on my stomach, just gazing out towards the tree line where this creature had vanished. Then, from my view, a sizable object was hurtled from inside the forest, landing out into the meadow. I raised my rifle and peered through the lens and saw what appeared to be a deer. I could really not fully make this out. What was this? I got up from the ground and hiked out towards the tree line. Upon my approach, I realized that this indeed was a deer. It was freshly killed with a snapping of his neck. In fact, this was a beautiful 9-pointer. I could not help but to wonder if the Sasquatch intended this freshly killed deer to be an offering to me. As it was my intention, anyways. Okay, the deer was much too. I'm sorry, guys. The deer was much too heavy for me to transport back. But my intention was to find a deer, kill it, go back, get my friends, and then they would help me bring it back to my house. I got back home, grabbed two of my friends, told them of the story, and went back to get my gift from the Sasquatch. So in this story, you guys, this guy's out there. He spots this Sasquatch. It appears from the tree line. Looks at him. They meet eyes through the lens of the rifle. The Sasquatch scurries off into the forest. Moments later, throws a deer out into the meadow for this guy. So I guess that was a gift. The Sasquatch probably knew he was hunting and decided to give him some help, I guess. What do you make of that? But now the story does continue to go on because it talks about some of his dreams, and this is where I find the story to be really odd. And he writes, I did want to reflect back on my dreams about being lost in the woods and being guided back by the huge person in the forest. I spoke earlier about the grim feeling that my friends were not as lucky as I. A month or so after my two friends that helped me transport the deer back home decided to go hunting at the same location as I did. They had left early in the morning. They asked me the following day if I could join them. I had to work that morning and I had to decline the invite. I bring this up because, much like my dreams, my friends, they never returned home. To this day, they have not been found. It begs the question if the Bigfoot I saw in the woods played any part. Did he have the ability to communicate with me in my dreams? Was this a warning that I failed to recognize? Despite the memorable experience that I had with the Sasquatch, I can't help but wonder if he truly is not the ancient protector that my elders speak of. This truly haunts me. Thanks for letting me share this, Rob. Bobby. Yes, you guys. I mean, it's a pretty short story, a pretty cool story. I really like the story. I like the fact how this person comes across the Sasquatch. It apparently kills a deer for this guy. Was that a gift? Was this an offering of friendship? I don't know. We've all heard about habituations, the gifting, but it's typically us, the humans, gifting first, right? I mean, of all the accounts that I've heard, it's us initiating this. Was this a ploy? I don't know. Did he give him the deer in hopes that he could get his friends, which he perhaps communicated in the dreams to this guy, right? And then the friends have yet to return. I think this guy's about 34. He mentions his first encounter. He was 20 years old in 2010. It's now 2024. So the guy's a little bit older. It's a mystery as to why the friends have not returned. I'm in hopes that I get some further communication with this guy to see exactly more, because it is kind of mysterious to me what happened. I'm not going to say Sasquatch was part of this. Bad luck, perhaps. I don't know. I find it odd. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed that short little story today. Have a great holiday weekend. Again, if you celebrate, happy Easter. If not, well, just have a great weekend. I'm Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Please don't forget to subscribe, share me out, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Tuesday nights at 9, Thursday afternoons at 1. Have a great rest of your weekend. I am Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Until next time, have a great day.